resilience. We are proud of who we are and what we do. We are a founding member of the Football League. We are 1884. We are positive, inspired and passionate. We are now. We are moving together. We are ambitious and driven. We are progress. We are change. We are prepared, honest and humble. We are the highs. We are the lows. We are the heartbeat of our community. We are the famous black and white. We are the dreams come true. We are the club of opportunity. We are the memories. We are the yet to come. We are Derby.
Complete faith in you lot as a group. The bench is significantly stronger than theirs and we'll make change when we have to. And I can't express it enough to you. You have to gas out, you have to be brave on set pieces, right? And I brought all them in the room, so I want you to look at them. Because they're the people that work hour upon hour upon hour trying to help you all the time. And they're the people that will be there at the end of it to congratulate you or to be sorrowful for you. But they're the people you're playing for. All the people on the fucking wing wall you're playing for. And you could achieve something great. You could. And all I ask is you give it your best. Give it your fucking best. If it ain't your day, fine, get off, I'll send one of the game changers on. Absolutely.
Hello and welcome to the preview show from RamsTV, an FA Cup edition of the preview show, no less, as Derby County prepare to travel to Crewe Alexandra in the first round this afternoon. This is only the second time in 39 years that Derby have entered the FA Cup at the first round stage, although last season went pretty well. The Rams were given a bit of a scare by non-league Torquay United in round one. They managed to force a replay at Pride Park, but Derby made short work of the National League side back on home soil. Liam Thompson's first senior goal among the highlights of a 5-0 win. That set up a second round trip to League Two Newport County, who took the lead before Louis Sibley and David McGoldrick scored to take the Rams into round three. There, Derby welcomed League One rivals Barnsley and brushed them aside with an impressive performance. James Collins with a penalty on the stroke of half-time, followed by goals from Tom Barkhuizen and Jason Knight in a 3-0 victory. Derby's reward was a home tie with Premier League West Ham United, who ended the Rams' 14-match unbeaten run with a 2-0 victory at Pride Park. Jared Bowen and Michael Antonio scored either side of half-time to end Derby's involvement in the competition. And now Derby are looking to go on another run this season. The FA Cup's still a competition that can create wonderful memories. Rams defender Sonny Bradley knows all about that.
I still think there's a lot of magic in the FA Cup. I do know that obviously in the past, I think there's probably a little bit more magic there, probably meant a little bit more to clubs. That's what it feels like anyway when you look at old footage. But for me as a player, and I think I speak for all the players, it's still a wonderful competition and a chance. Our only real chance now of coming up against a top club in the country. So yeah, there is magic there. I've played in some good FA Cup fixtures in the past, and yeah, we want to win. We want to go into it positive. We want to win the game, and hopefully, if we can, it's still we've got a job to do. But if we do that job and we win, then we've got a chance of drawing someone in the higher divisions.
Yeah, I might ask you about one or two of those games that you've played in a moment, but I think everybody knows that every team now, every club has to focus so much on the league. It sounds though for the players there is still real excitement about this competition.
Yeah, definitely there is. You know, your bread and butter is your league fixtures. You know, we understand that, especially for the club. You know, we spoke about at the start of the season, you know, trying to gain promotion, and that's our main goal. But if we can go on a good cup run, you know, we'll take that as well, and I think everyone at the club will. I don't think this season we're bombarded with too many fixtures. Obviously, we're already out of the EFL Cup, so I think we can pretty much put everything into it, especially with a break coming up. But yeah, like I say, if we stay positive and we train well the next couple of days, we go into Crewe and, you know, hopefully we can win.
Talked about you and games that you've played in. I would assume Anfield is up there on the list in the third round.
Yeah, that's probably the only one that I'd bring up and speak about. We played against Chelsea a couple of years ago whilst I was at Luton, which was a magic game, but there was no fans there, which, you know, it took the shine off it a little bit, because the whole point of, you know, drawing these big clubs, especially away from home, is for the fans as well. That's what it's mainly for. You know, the players love it, and we love challenging ourselves against the best players. But, you know, to take your fans with you away from home, that's what it's about. And on that day, I think it was during a lockdown period, and we couldn't have our fans there, so it did take the shine off it a little bit. But yeah, with Plymouth, we went, I think, roughly around 6 years ago now, maybe more, 7 years ago. We went to Anfield, and it wasn't a glamorous game by any stretch of the imagination. You know, I've watched it back. It was an uncomfortable day, really, for both teams. You know, we had backs against the wall, as you'd expect. You know, League Two team against the Premier League team, and Liverpool didn't really get going that day. And I think that was a full credit to us. That's the way we wanted it, and you know, we drew 0-0. I think I got someone give me the man of the match. So I tell people I got an MOM that day. And then, yeah, we went back to home park. Unfortunately, we got beat 1-0, but it's a memory that'll last me probably for the rest of my life.
In terms of how this game fits into the season, and I guess where the team is at the moment, such a good performance on Tuesday night, and you want to keep some momentum. So is that where this game comes in for you? Yeah,
definitely. I think we've struggled with consistency. I think everybody knows that over the past sort of 6-7 weeks. I don't think we've had dreadful performances, but we haven't really been able to go back to back in the league, and that's something we need to do. And in order to do that, I think it's important that we keep up with our consistency and our results. You know, the next two games are cup games. So I think we'll be looking for positive performances, and we then come up against Barnsley, and again, it's a game that we're definitely looking to win.
And for you personally, I suppose it's now about trying to cement a place in the side, having got back in against Northampton.
Yeah, of course. I understand that it's a team game. Of course I do. I think everyone will play their part in the season, but at some point you've got to be a little bit selfish as well and think about yourself. And I haven't started a league game for over 2 months before Northampton, and that's left me a little bit frustrated, if I'm honest. And that frustration, I think, is pretty normal, pretty natural for any footballer that cares about their career and wants to play games. So I've been a bit fortunate in getting my chance, obviously with Cash, receiving five yellows, but I feel like I put in a strong performance, and it was a clean sheet, probably my best performance in a derby shirt, and it's my job now to give them a chance again, to perform at them levels again and perform consistently.
Derby defender Sonny Bradley there, who has never been on the losing side against Crewe before, but today's hosts are having a really good start to the season. They are right in the mix for promotion back to League One. Managed now by former Crewe player Lee Bell, who graduated from the club's fabled academy back in 2002. The hosts are in the League Two playoff places and right on the heels of the big hitters like Wrexham, Notts County and leaders Stockport. They've won 3 of the last 4 and 4 of their last 6 games, and only lost 3 times in the league so far this season. They've had 13 different players find the net already too, led by top scorer Chris Long, who has 7 goals in 15 games. Crewe beat Harrogate Town last weekend, but Derby come into this one off the back of a win as well. Tuesday's 4-0 victory over Northampton Town, about as impressive as the Rams have been all season. A performance to put a smile on the face of head coach Paul Warren.
Yeah, really pleased. Our out of possession stuff was really good. Got the ball back really quickly, created some good chances and took them. And the difference possibly in some other games, the obvious difference is we scored early. So scoring early when you're on top helps. It was a great goal and a really good performance. So yeah, generally really pleased. So not much else to say really. Just on to the next one.
We could easily go through individual by individual, but Max Bird in particular, you've talked a lot about trying to add goals and assists to his game. Was Tuesday a
good. I mean, you give yourself a much better chance to score goals if you're prepared to run into the box, which Max is getting better and better at. He gets in good positions to get the ball. He's got a good footballing brain. So really pleased with that. And how it worked was that, a lot of the times, Wash, who I thought had his best game in the Derby shirt, he looked really good. He's nearly 100% fit, which helps. But he was coming into feet, and the centre halves don't know whether to stick or twist. He kept getting it in the line between, and then midfielders were sort of running behind. And with Tom and Nat as well, there was a lot of options on the ball, which is great. At times, I don't think we got the ball out in the middle of the pitch out wide quick enough. My one bugbear, but generally speaking, really good. Sonny was really good, passed through the lines really well, which is good. It's really good performances. So yeah, generally really pleased.
And now you have a couple of games away from the league, EFL Trophy to come, FA Cup first. Are you happy to have that just now, or would you prefer to keep the league rolling?
Yeah, I'd rather play in the league, obviously, I think. Just need to get some back-to-back wins in the league and just get into the six and then see where it takes you, really. We're just sort of on the periphery, and every time we feel like we're getting close, it's like snakes and ladders. We seem to fall down something. Excuse me, sorry. So, yeah, I'd rather stay in the league. I mean, like tonight, I'm going to go and watch Barnsley play. They play tonight on a Friday. And we have the joy of playing on a Sunday and a Wednesday before that game, so that hasn't best pleased me. But, I'd rather play in the league, but cups are exciting for different reasons, and nothing's much more exciting in world football than the FA Cup, so hopefully we'll perform well.
You had a decent run at it last season. How do you treat the FA Cup this season?
I mean, I'm not naive enough to sit here and think I'm going to win it, obviously, so I don't want to poo-poo on any fans, but I just think a good run is a good thing. I think even more so when when everyone's fit, that is, if we get everyone fit, it's a good way to let other people play to a certain extent. But I will go very strong. I won't go intending to, make the numbers up or anything like that. So no, we'll go really strong, and which may allow us to, which will have to allow us to be fair. We'll have to play a little bit different come Wednesday night. Have
you got much experience of Crewe and Gresty Road?
Yeah, I have loads. I mean, in fairness, it's one of the grounds. I've got a funny story that I can't really say on camera, but Dave Artell, one of my good friends, was a manager there for years. It's a cracker. Was one of my good friends for years. They've always played the same way. I've always respected Crewe from afar. And I know Lee's doing really well there this year. They're playing. I don't think they were pre-season expected to do great, I don't think. It sounds a bit harsh, but I don't think they were expected to be but they're doing really well. They've been brilliant on set pieces this year, scored loads of goals, and they're really expansive and brave. And, they've got I think their oldest player in the last game was only about 28. They're all about 21, 22, 23. They always produce really good footballers who take the ball in tight areas. And I always think the fan base there are really appreciative of how they try and play, and they sort of, it sounds awful, not know what they are, I don't mean it like that, but, they produce players to sell players to keep the club going. So I've always had a lot of respect for Crewe. And I've had loads of good games there as a player, as a coach and as a manager, and I've had some good crackings. So Crewe seems to be one of the places I've been more than anywhere in my illustrious career.
And just on housekeeping, injury front, anyone in, anyone out?
Anyone in? Anyone out? I don't think there's anyone out. Anyone in? I think I got told in the meeting then with the physios, I think Callum Elder's a lot closer, so not close enough to play a part this weekend, but maybe not.
That's Derby boss Paul Warne. Derby's trip to Crewe, one of 5 FA Cup first round ties today. National League Kidderminster are hosting League One Fleetwood later, while Slough Town of the National League South welcome League Two Grimsby as well. And at 5:30, Crewe Valley Paper Mills of the 8th tier go to League One Charlton Athletic. So plenty of potential upsets in the FA Cup first round today. Hopefully we don't see one at Gresty Road. Unfortunately, you won't be able to watch the action on RamsTV this afternoon, but audio coverage is available at dcfc.co.uk. That's where you'll get reaction after the game as well. Until then, goodbye.